We welcome to the show, Kate Terris. How's it going?
Okay, thank you.
So, you was in When the Boat Comes In. What are your memories of being on the show?
Well, happy memories. Um, Having said that, I did have to refresh my memory by looking back at a few episodes because, as well as you know, it's nearly 50 years ago since we did When the Boat Comes In, and we all look much younger then, and some of us, unfortunately, are not with us any longer. But it was a very happy experience. Um, Working on a show like When the Boat Comes In, I came in series two, so it was already, people had already seen the show and people talked about it a lot, and it had become a sort of water cooler moment where people talked about it after the event. Unlike today, you couldn't stream everything. It went out at a certain time and you had to watch it at a certain time. No, it was exciting because the scripts were so good. The directors and the producer was very nice, and we had this extraordinary long rehearsal period, which is unlike what happens today. We rehearsed in what was then called the Acton Hilton, which was owned by the BBC at North Acton, next to the tube station. It was a large building split up into rehearsal rooms and green rooms. And we were there for maybe 10 days to 2 weeks. So we had a read through and we got to meet everybody and got to know everybody. So it was very much a family affair. So it was great to be involved in it. And of course, I was very lucky because I knew more about the show than most people did when they came in for the first time, because, as you know, my brother played Matt Headley in The Boat. So at the time, we were both sharing a house which was split into two flats. So I knew all about what was going on. So it was very exciting.
Yeah, Malcolm, one of the best roles in the show, I think, Matt Headley.
Oh, he was great. He was great. And I loved the way he changed all the way through. He got stronger and more confident as a character. And no, it was great. And he's sadly missed.
Yeah, very sadly missed. Do you think it was one of his best roles that he did?
I think so, yes. I think so. He came across as a very warm and loving character, full of energy, which is what he was like.
Hmm. And he was very believable because he had his flaws as well, didn't he?
Yes, yes, he did. He did have his flaws, yes. No, he was very good. And he was in three series. I don't think he was in the last series. No, he didn't. He was supposed to have died, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, they killed him off in the last series.
I think that was because I don't think he was available or something like that.
Oh, okay,
Because there
that's
was quite a long time between series three and series four. I think a few years. I
That's
think.
interesting to hear because I did wonder, because I thought maybe because when Jack comes back, he's lost everything. Perhaps it would have been too easy if Matt was there and he
Oh,
was
maybe,
still.
maybe I'm misremembering. I'm misremembering.
Yeah, I don't know to be honest, but I love the show.
Oh, yes.
It's
So
such a
when did you
fantastic show.
start looking at the show?
Sorry,
When did you start looking at the show?
probably about 20 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, I watched it when I was a kid, really.
Oh, really?
My parents liked it; they had it on
Okay.
DVD, and then I watched it, and yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great, and
I mean, I'm surprised the BBC never put it out again. I don't know why. I think it's available. You can buy the DVD, but they haven't repeated it or put it on the sort of, they put things on BBC Four that you can look at on iPlayer, but they haven't done that with the
yeah,
boat.
it is surprising because it's a very addicted series, isn't it? As soon
It
as you
is.
start
It's
watching it,
very addictive. Yeah.
and yeah, I mean, with that, I think it has been shown on other channels, other stations, etc. But every now and again, it pops up somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there are a lot of fans of it still. If you look
Oh,
online,
really?
yeah, there's a lot of people who still really like watching it, and you can find it on YouTube and lots of things like that. So.
Well, I think it really stands up after 50 years. And it was one of the first sort of shows about the Northeast. Um, and I think people really liked the accent and were addicted to the accent as much as anything else. And the storylines, of course, which were brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah, they were. And Yeah, I mean, it was probably the first show in the BBC that was set up north, wasn't it? Really, that was really
Yeah.
authentic and
Yes, a
of the
long-running
time.
series. Yes, yes. I mean, there was the Likely Lads with Jimmy Bolden before, but and he brought that character, that sort of energy from the character of Likely Lads into When the Boat Comes In. He was wonderful in it. In fact, everyone was wonderful in it,
Hmm.
as I have realised by looking at episodes again
Yeah.
and see long lost friends. Unfortunately,
It's all right. You're not the only one because we interviewed Isla Blair, and obviously it's a
yeah,
long time ago, who was Lady Caroline, the first
yeah,
Lady
yeah.
Caroline in the series. And she couldn't remember at first. And then I sent her the clips, and she was like, "Oh, yeah, I remember. I loved that." And she was like, she was saying why she couldn't do the next series. She told us
Okay.
why, and etc. But yeah, it was a long time ago. But with period dramas, they just stand the test of time, don't they?
Absolutely, because they're still period dramas. They were period dramas when we were doing them. Yes. But it was an exciting show to do. I mean, it was strange looking at my brother as such a young man, but in a way, because I watched a few episodes last night, and I suddenly thought, oh, he's still here. It's very weird looking at someone like that.
Yeah. What episodes did you watch? Do you remember?
Well, actually, I watched the first few episodes of the first series, and the first episode is amazing. It is so wonderful the way the whole thing is set up. The Seaton's family home, the kitchen, everything. No, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, this is the one where Jack meets Jesse for the first time at the Picture House, isn't it?
Yes, and where the family are established in the kitchen, and Jean Hayward is looking after everybody. No, it's very good. It's very good.
Yeah. Yeah, she was great, wasn't she, as Bella?
Oh, she was absolutely wonderful. Not only was she wonderful in it, she was a really wonderful person, and that I became friends with and stayed friends with until she died about, oh, just before COVID, I think, just before
Mm.
COVID. And she
Yeah.
was late in her late 90s when she died.
Yeah, she did well, and she was fantastic in this. I think it was one of her best roles. She had many great roles, but I would say it was one of
Yes,
her best.
yes.
And with the Seaton family and the whole community of Galashield, of course, it's fictional, but it's set in Newcastle.
It's set
Um,
in Newcastle. And the writers, because all of the writers came from the area and knew the area and had families who'd worked in either the pits or in shipbuilding, they knew what they were writing about. So that's why it's so real and so effective. And the BBC did do it proudly. I mean, they put quite a lot of money into it, and the filming was very good too. No, it was a great show.
and you was Miss Laidlow, wasn't you?
Miss Laidlaw. Miss
Laidlaw.
Laidlaw, yeah. Yeah. It was very strange because I was actually working with my brother because I
Hmm.
was the sort of secretary to the union,
Oh,
which
yes. Yes, I remember now. Yes.
yes, which was quite strange actually, working with someone like that.
Yeah, because yeah, I do remember some of your scenes because Jack would always have somebody in. One of the scenes I remember, I think it was in series two, where he doesn't want Matt to know about something that he's planning,
Yeah.
and he sort of sends you out to get something, and it's quite humorous.
Yes. Yes, I think I was a bit of a sort of, light relief in the office, to be absolutely honest.
Great. And do you have any funny stories from when you filmed?
Have I got any funny stories? I've got reminiscences. Um, I was saying we did the rehearsals in this large rehearsal room. Um, and I was in the first episode of the second series, and I was very, very nervous. And I think Malcolm gave me a lift to the rehearsal rooms, and we arrived there very early. And he went into the green room to talk to everybody, and I was very nervous, and I went and sat in the loo. I sat there thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm so nervous going to meet all these people. And then Madeline Newton walked in, And I said, hello. And she said, I had never met her before. She said, hello, Kate. And I said, hello, Madeline. And she said, what are you doing here? I said, well, I'm actually quite frightened about going in there. Well, she says, don't worry, have a cigarette. So she gave me a cigarette. And by the time I finished the cigarette, we walked into the rehearsal rooms. We were the best of friends. And we have stayed best of friends ever since, which is lovely.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, yeah. We spoke to
Another
Matthew.
thing that happened was Jimmy Bolam used to like playing little jokes, and on one of the rehearsals, there was a piece of music called the typewriter song. I'm sure you won't remember it. We could diddly. It had a typewriter and an orchestra behind it, and he played it. He got the sound crew to play it before one of my scenes as a joke, which was fun.
Yeah. Oh, that's good to hear. And with your brother, I think without him in it, it wouldn't have been the same for me. I don't. I think he was pretty much the. I mean, obviously Jack is the main character,
Yeah.
but your brother Malcolm as Matt Headley was kind of the heart to it in
Yes, he
some ways.
was. He was. He was the heart. It was very much Malcolm. He was very much like that. Yes. Oh, I'm glad you liked. I'm glad you liked him. Yes, very pleased about that.
And I can't remember who it was, but one of the actresses we spoke to said that he was worried about portraying the characters in a really authentic way sometimes, although he did, but I can't remember who it was now. It was somebody from the cast. Um,
He took his performances very seriously, and uh, I think he was very serious about how he worked on things. So he would have taken it. He would have thought about that. Yes, he would have thought that.
and I don't know if you remember series, but like, do you have a favorite series from it or?
Now, I've got some favourite bits, I suppose. Um, Going back to the first episode of the first series, it's really wonderful when Jack comes back from war and he meets Jesse and he meets the family in the kitchen. And we were saying about Jean. There's Jean, you know, organizing everything, sorting everything out. If I felt as if you asked Jean what was in that cupboard and what was in that cupboard, she'd be able to tell you because she was so much at home in that set. It was her domain, and she looked after it. And then there was all the other characters that came in. It was great. It was great. And also, I think in series two, there's a lovely scene with Madeline and John Nightingale, Dolly and Tom, on a beach. It's at night, just when they first get together, and it's a really lovely, intimate scene. And then another scene I liked is with Malcolm and Rosalind Bailey playing Sarah. It's the first time we meet her, and Ros comes in with this wonderful energy, and her energy affects him, and it's very uplifting. It's no some lovely scenes, lovely scenes.
Yeah, we spoke to Rosalind as well. It was lovely speaking to her.
Yes,
And she said, yeah, obviously, she loved working with Malcolm and she really enjoyed it. And yeah,
yes.
it's great to relive these memories, isn't it?
Yes, and unfortunately, of course, we've lost Ed. Ed died, nearly over 10 years ago, and John Nightingale died while we were doing
Yeah.
it. And well, there's hardly anyone left, really.
All the women are
All
left.
the women, yes, all the women have survived. Yeah, yeah.
And of course, James Bolan.
Of course, Jimmy. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jimmy.
But yeah, you're right,
And
sadly.
he was wonderful at, well, whatever he does, he's
Hmm.
wonderful. He's,
Yeah, I think, do you remember the actor who was Arthur Ashton, who was the school teacher,
mm,
the headmaster, sorry. I believe
yes,
he's still
he still
alive.
arrived and was in contact with my brother as well before he died. A very nice man, very nice man.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think he's about 95 now. So
Ah,
wow,
I see.
that's a good innings, isn't it?
Yes, yes, yes. Well, it was nearly 50 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. The thing is though, because when you watch something and you're not necessarily watching it at the time, or even if you do watch it at the time, you always remember the actor, from that time period, don't you?
Yeah,
Always.
yeah, you do. So, in fact, your grandparents probably watched the series. Your grandparents would be, you know, watching the series in the real time, probably when it first came out.
Oh, my
And
parents did. My
your
parents did the
parents.
first time. Yeah,
Oh, I see.
yeah. So, and then they got the DVDs, and I watched it that way.
I see.
Yeah. But no, I think it's a great series. Yeah, there's so many great moments in it, and uh, I like the differences, sort of where you had obviously the gritty Newcastle life, and you also had the upper class
Yes,
shenanigans
yes,
with Jack as well.
yes. The difference, the boss, as they kept calling them. Yes. Oh no, we had a great fun with the difference of the people. It was good fun. Yeah.
Yeah, and it did very well, I'd say. I mean, four series
Yes.
is respectable, isn't it? I would say.
I mean, I'm trying to think that there are many other series of four series that's continuing nowadays, really. I mean,
Hmm.
I suppose Peaky Blinders was very successful. That was four series, maybe? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. And so where would you put this? Oh, you obviously had lots of roles in your career, and
Where would I put it?
yeah,
Well, I suppose because I met so many close friends. Jean became a friend of mine. Ed, I already knew. I'd worked with Ed before. I would say that um, it's one of the most, it's a series that I care about more than anything else, simply because my brother was in it and because I met so many good friends. I mean, Michelle Newell, who was also in it earlier on, is a good friend of mine. And as I said, Ed was a good friend of mine. Um, there are lots of other actors from the Northeast appeared in it. So even when I watched the episodes the other day, I saw people I knew. No, I would say I would put it near the top, actually, very much so.
great. And Michelle was Tom's wife, wasn't she, who
She
died
was,
of
yes, she
TB?
was, yes.
Yeah. That was sad early on in the series, you know. It was really true to life of back then.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And going back to the series, one of the, you asked me things that I really liked about it. What I really loved, I loved the opening sequence of when Alex Glasgow is singing When the Boat Comes In. And I loved it because every time the little images changed as the series progressed. And I just loved listening to Alex's song and the way he sang. In fact, the first thing I ever did after I left drama school was at Sheffield. I did a musical written by Alex Glasgow and the book by Stan Barstow. So that was my first memory is of working with Alex. And then actually I saw him, I think I did something else with him. Then he went to live in Australia and I was in Australia and saw him then. Now I think that the song When the Boat Comes In, if I had to do Desert Island Disc, that would definitely be one of my songs. I really love it. Every time I hear it, it sort of nearly brings tears to my eyes. It's lovely.
It's a very catchy tune. As
It
far
is,
as
it's
theme
great.
tunes go, it's one of the best on it
It
TV.
is. And he sings it beautifully.
Thanks a lot, Kate. It's been nice
Okay.
to speak to you.
Okay.
Thank
Bye.
you. Cheers.
Bye.